Those who can lead do not have power, and those who have power, they are not leaders. They cannot lead. This is something that is happening in nearly all the countries, especially in Africa, and particularly in Cameroon. When you look at the leaders, starting from the president right up to the least administrators in Cameroon or in Africa entirely, you would discover that nearly all of them do not have vision. They are not leaders, but politicians, power mongers, money mongers. And the whole issue is, what can we do? TFA Talking Point came to discover another problem in Cameroon. Africans are having this mentality that leadership is all about the level of education. That leadership is all about how much you have. That leadership is all about how influential you are. But today I am coming up to say no to this. We in Africa, and Cameroon in particular, we have tried the most educated people in leadership and the field. We put the richest people in leadership, the field. We put the most influential people for all these years since we got our independence. They failed us. We put elite, top businessmen, traditional rulers, and many other people in leadership. They failed. I believe it is time for us to try a common man. I'm talking about all African countries. If you look at Burkina Faso, because if they are talking about a leader in Africa now with a vision, it is Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. He is having a vision, but he is coming from the commoners, from the common people. He is not well educated. He is not having money. He was not influential before taking over power, and he is doing it. You look at William Ruto in Kenya. He is the most educated, but he is causing a lot of problems in his country, misleading them. We look at Tinubu in Nigeria. He is one of the richest person in Nigeria. What is he doing? All Nigerians are crying. You return back to Cameroon, you see President Paul Biya. He is one of the most educated, one of the most influential, and a rich man in Cameroon, amongst the top rich people in Cameroon. Yet, he has been misleading and frustrating lives in Cameroon. So I am telling you people that leadership is not all about your level of education. I am bringing you this example for you to understand that some people who want to, I am voting this person to power because he is having PhD. The PhD the person is having, that person is not having PhD in the country you are voting in. Let me put it this way: that person is not having PhD in all the domain. He is having PhD in just one domain, maybe PhD in agriculture. And then you are voting him, is Cameroon or Nigeria or your country a farm where you are voting him to come and improve it. Leadership is all about someone who is having that wisdom and that vision to gather experts from all other domains, bring them together and lead them well to what they are good in. So you are voting somebody just based on the fact that the person is having PhD as a medical doctor. And then that person will not be the country is not a hospital. It's not a hospital. He is having other domains. And then when he will be very good in the domain of healthcare, but very poor in other domains, if he is a dictator and does not want to work with people, like many African presidents, when an expert in the medical field will present their vision, and then he will say no, because he is not in that domain. Or when expert in agriculture will present, will present their document and their vision, he will say no, because he wants but to be the one to give the final decision, and he is not. But we want somebody that will work in collaboration with all the domains. That is the person they call a leader, without any grudging. That no, they are presenting and this thing to me and forcing me to. They don't want my own opinion. No, your own purpose is to lead them. So we should remove that mentality. And secondly, we, as I said at the beginning, that we have tried people from all domains, the rich, the most educated, the most influential, all over. It is time for us to try the common people. Whether the person is having the first school living certificate, whether the person is not having any money in his pocket, we all can rally behind that person, contribute just 100 francs. If you are in Cameroon, only 100 francs for 1 million Cameroonians will give 100 million. And that 100 million can enable them to run their election, their campaign, and do whatsoever they have to do. And they will take over power and everybody will be okay. That is what is happening. And if we do not change this mentality, keep on holding on to, when somebody come back, is running for election, we are seeing by which country he went to school. They say he went to school to Europe. In Europe, he went to school in the United States of America. That is the person we want to vote. The person that knows nothing about his own country. He did not school there. He does not know the educational system, nothing about the healthcare system. He was all in Europe. He spent his life in Europe, going to the hospital there, and that is the environment he is familiar with. And when he will remain at the presidency, which is similar to Europe, he thought that is how Cameroon is old, and his country is, and he will remain there. And when you complain, he will not listen. But if you vote somebody that grew up within you, went to school there, and do whatsoever, forget about certificates. We all have certificates. We all have degrees. We all have money to our own satisfaction, but we are looking for a genuine person who will truly stand for the people. That is what we are looking for. We are not looking for the most educated. So remove that mentality. All Africans. It should not be all about his profile. If they comes and call somebody who you really see that this person is having a vision, and then they say he finished primary school and I was unable to go to school, and he is having a vision. Focus on the vision and forget about how much he is having. Focus on the vision and forget about how influential he is. That is the message I am delivering today to Africans. That copy and see what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso, and you will know that leadership is not all about how much you have, how educated you are. It's not how influential you are. It is all about the heart and the gift of leadership in you.